You are listening to the new WCEG Network on WCEGTalkRadio.com. Click your live stream tab or watch us live on your smart TV on YouTube, X, Facebook, and LinkedIn under WCEG Network. I am Wardell Richardson, your show host right here on WCEG the Hollywood of the South, for the next hour. We are the worldwide empowerment group where we speak life into the community. Subscribe free to our YouTube channel on the WCEG Network. Like, follow, and connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, IG, and LinkedIn. We also have some new platforms. Download our free mobile apps on iOS, Apple iPhones, and iPads. Go to the Apple Store and search for WCEG Talk Radio. On Apple TV, search for WCEG Network TV. On Apple Watch, search for WCEG Network. And on your Android mobile phones or tablets, go to Google Play and search for WCEG Talk Radio. Last but not least, the topics and opinions are those of the show hosts and guests and not those of WCEG Network. I am Wardell Richardson here again for another show. I am very excited about my show guest that I have here. Before I bring her on, if you have not seen my last show, please go back and look at it. You can see it. It's on my Facebook wall. It's on the WCEG Network wall. It's on YouTube under my name, Wardell Richardson, and it's under WCEG Network. So go and check out my last show. I am talking about my entire journey through cancer. For those of you who don't know, I have had cancer. I am now cancer-free. Through the grace of God, I am cancer-free. And I am happy. I am now in the process of trying to rebuild my strength, get myself back together, get back into this film industry, doing my thing. I had to take almost a whole year off because I just totally focused on this process. Shooting a movie, by the way, when I found out I had cancer, I was shooting a movie, and I talk about everything I went through in my last show. So that last show was just dedicated to me coming back after almost a year off, from focusing on trying to cure myself from this cancer. And I will tell you, it was a hard, hard, hard thing to do. I went through a lot, almost died twice, but go and check out the show. It is an amazing show, if I would say so myself. But I am glad that I am here and I survived that horrible, horrible thing called chemo and radiation. So I talk about that in the last show. And once again, go and check it out. It is on my Facebook page. It is under Wardell Richardson. It is on WCEG, WcegWood The Hollywood of the South page. It is on YouTube under my name on my page, and it's on WCEG Network. So please go and check it out. Secondly, I have movies everywhere. I have done movies for the past 15 years. I'm on Amazon Prime. I'm on Peacock. I'm on Tubi. I'm on Hulu. I'm on Fawsome. I'm on almost every network except Netflix. But that's coming. I promise you, it's coming. That is one of my ultimate dreams and ultimate goals, is to get me a project on Netflix. But all you have to do is go to any of those other networks, put my name in, and my projects will come up. Just put in Wardell Richardson, and you will see my face on several of the covers. Some of them, one movie for sure that I directed, so you won't see my face, but I did direct the movie. And the rest of them, I'm one of the stars or main supporting actor of the film. So you should see me on the cover somewhere. But please go and check me out. And feel free to send me a message. Hey, I saw your project. Let me know your opinion, how you feel about it. Several movies out there, some you may like, some you may not like. I played a villain, I played a good guy, I played all types of people. So let me know what you think. And I have some other films coming out real soon. So I'm very excited about what's going on in my world today. I have a premiere coming up later on October the 25th for the movie based on cancer. And when I went through cancer, I was shooting a movie about cancer. So it was a crazy situation, but I'm thankful I got through it. I'm thankful for the director, Tiffany, who still wanted me to be in that project, knowing I was going through what I was going through. It was a very tough time, but I got through it. So that premiere will be coming October the 25th. I'm excited about it. Can't wait for it to come out. Go to my page to get more information about that movie and where it's going to be. Go to my page. This is for, and so with that being said, once again, go to Amazon, Peacock, Tubi, Hulu, Fossil, put my name in, look at some of my movies, let me know what you think. Some of you gonna like, some of you may not like. So just let me know. I love Chris. I like everything. I like to know what you like and what you don't like. You don't hurt my feelings. Let me know what you think about me and the film that I did. Now, I am very excited about my guest that I'm bringing on here right now. I think we met some while ago, years ago.
Yes.
She is the Urban Cowgirl herself, Miss Lilly Morgan. How are you?
I'm doing great. I am doing absolutely great. I am doing great. I won't claim nothing else but.
Look, I'm just glad you made time to come on the show because I know you are a busy woman, man. You are putting together a lot. You have a lot going on. We're gonna talk about all
Yes.
that, right here on this show. But first, I want people to know a little bit about your background because you are the queen of equine. Is that how you say it?
Equine and equestrian, yeah.
Equine and equestrian. Okay, so you deal with horses and things of
Yes.
that nature. So let's start from the beginning. How did you even get into being the urban cowgirl?
The name Urban Cowgirl actually, it wasn't something I picked myself. It was something that was given. Because every
Okay.
time I talk to somebody, they're like, "Oh, you're like an urban cowgirl," because you're like an urban. No matter where I turn to, you're like a cowgirl, but you're urban. So I heard so many different stories, and it just kind of stuck. So, urban cowgirl, and I guess it means because even though people picture cowgirl, cowboy,
Right,
dusty,
right,
dirty, and don't get me wrong, because I get dusty and dirty and all of that, right?
right.
I'll still be in my urban wear. I guess that's like my urban clothing. So I'm
Right.
dressed. So I'm not your typical, what's those overalls and
Yeah, yeah.
type person, but I
Deep
still,
hard country
yeah,
cowgirl. Yeah, yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. If it wasn't urban cowgirl, then it's Ellie Mae. So yeah, so I guess that kind of, it kind of stuck because I kind of mixed the two. I'll be
Right.
business meeting, I might have my suit on, a business suit, but I'm not going nowhere with my hat. Gotta have
Right.
a lid on, and then I gotta
I
have
know in almost all your photos, you have almost in just about every photo you have a hat on.
absolutely
How
just
many hats you have?
oh God, I can't, you know what? I probably need to count. I don't know. I need to count and see. I don't know.
Is it more than 50?
It's not more than 50,
Okay.
but I'm hitting at least 25, maybe.
Okay. Okay. Because I know
Yeah,
you when I see your pictures, you have a different one on
a different
majority of
hat.
the
Yeah,
time.
I do. I do. You gotta have a different hat on with a different outfit.
Now,
But
how long have you been dealing with horses and what got you into it?
my mom.
Okay.
So when I was young, now mind you, I'm from Michigan. I'm from Detroit. I'm from the city of Detroit. Okay. But my mom is from Western Tennessee, oh gosh, a little town called Gates. Population maybe 5,000, we can afford. She's from a small town called Gates, Tennessee, where she grew up at. So, and then my grandfather did everything from hogs to chickens to, he had actually was a hog farm.
Right, right.
He had every animal there was to be there. And um, she used to, in Michigan, she used to take us riding. It was called Ella Sharp Park. And one time she took us riding, the first time she took us riding, and man, it was Have you played golf? Can you play golf?
Have I played golf?
Yeah.
Look, I don't even want to talk about my golf game because it is where I tried one time.
Okay, did you hit the ball
I
correctly?
think I hit it. I hit the ball. I know I hit the ball at least once. I know one time I hit it and I thought it was gone. I couldn't find it and it fell right back down in front of me. So some kind of way it went straight up. And I'm looking for it.
Okay.
I'm like, where'd it go? And it fell right in front of me. That was hilarious. But no, so I'm not the man to play golf.
Okay. Well, because I was going to do a metaphorically speaking, right? But um, when I rode the horse for the very first time, it
Okay.
was like it was meant, it was gel. And then there was a feeling like and as one feeling.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
it was like as
With the
one.
horse?
Yes. And
Okay.
it was like a connection and it clicked and it bonded and we just took off running. The rest of my family was in behind me. One of my sisters was talking about, he's looking at me. So, and my brother actually, he was riding. He was like right behind me. And we just
Okay.
took, I had never been on a horse before. And the guy that our guide, he was like, he asked my mom, he's like, has she rode before? My mom was like, this is her first time. So my mom actually got me into it and taught me about it. And I think I was probably maybe 11, 10, 11, maybe 12, young. And I've been horse bound since every
Really?
Christmas. Every Christmas. Me and my younger sister were always tight.
Okay.
She was the city girl and I was the Ellie Mae country girl, basically. So they
Okay.
call me, the country black girl, basically.
Okay.
So in our Barbie dolls, she would get the Corvette. I would get the horse in the trailer, the Palomino.
Right. Right.
And every year, my mom would add on to it. She would get the house. I got a corral. So it's always been. And,
Wow.
life started life. And as I got older, um, it never left. It never left.
Right.
When I
So
got
how,
old enough, go ahead.
so you said you grew up in Michigan?
Yes.
Now what made you come down to Georgia? Because you're in Georgia now.
Yes, I am. Okay, so what had happened was no, okay, so I'm from Detroit, no doubt, but let me put it this way. I'm the kids, I was the kids that I worked with today.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
the kids that I work with today. So I'm the
Okay.
kids out in the streets, doing stuff we ain't supposed to be doing. But you know
Okay.
what's crazy? Even when I was, well, God will protect you, even when you,
Yes, he will.
oh my God. So, and I
So
can go through some scenarios on now that I know better, you know, and then I can look back at that life and I was like, oh God, you had me.
mhm.
Because we was in some situations where, oh my God, you remember a restaurant called um, what was the name of that dang old restaurant?
Here in
And
Atlanta
no, and it was in Michigan, but I
or in
think it's
Michigan?
one here too. I think it's called Bonanza or something like that.
Okay.
But anyhow, we were in, and I'm gonna give you one scenario, okay? And of course, I'm hanging with all the wrong people, and we're talking about thugs, dealers, wrong people, right? So
Okay.
we were in this restaurant, and the guy that I was with, some people came looking for him.
Okay.
And this is going to be a really rough situation. Okay. So, and this is like a movie type. We're going to have to shoot this. This is a movie type. You would never think. And the guys drove by, and remember, mind you, we're in a restaurant. So you got this huge window, glass window. And
Okay.
they came through there and just,
What?
yeah. Yeah.
To the guy you was with?
They were after him. But he's sitting in the middle of me and my sister. Okay.
Okay.
So he's the target. We're like right there. But what this guy did, right? When he apparently seen them coming, and right at that split time, he grabbed my head and my sister's head and went like this and ducked us down under the table and flipped the table. Oh man, when I tell you
Oh yeah, that's some movie stuff right there.
the movie, but and I'm fact because I can you hear how I'm talking like it's happening now because when you're in something,
Right,
you never forget something like that.
right, right.
So from that right there, what they called then was a shootout, basically. Um, and then every other week or so, we were going to funerals of people that we knew. And so
Oh wow.
my mom packed us up right at my 12th grade year, maybe
Okay.
somewhere in there. Because
So you was about to graduate.
I was about to graduate. I didn't walk
Mhm.
across the Detroit stage at all.
Right.
Even matter of fact, I was at to a point to where when I got here to Atlanta, I had to go to Washington High.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I went to Washington High and got in fights and stuff. So they kicked us out of there. And then my mom put us in an academy school. Oh my God, I was so freaking, was I bad?
Well, it all depends. Were you the one starting the fights or were you the one finishing
No,
the
no,
fight?
we never started.
Then you was the finisher.
Yes,
There
that's
you
that
go.
part.
Hey, it
That
is what
part
it
right
is.
there.
It is what it
That part.
is.
Yeah.
I think, it all depends on how you take it. I was the finisher too. People used to challenge me because I was tall. You know, I'm a tall guy,
Yeah.
about 6'5", and when I was in school, people wanted to challenge me. So I'm like, look, you don't want to do that. I used to wrestle, I used to box, I used to, do martial arts and all that kind of stuff. So people didn't know that because I never spoke about it, but I would do it.
My son.
And so, all right then. And
Okay.
so, and so
I'm sorry. I know I should have told you. Sorry, sweetie. That was my son, guys.
that's all right. So, things would, happen, and I would get into these situations because people was intimidated. I wanted to test. They always try to impress a girl or something that they was with or something because they wanted to fight the big guy or whatever. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
but
I can see
it
that.
eventually phased out when they realized you could actually fight. So.
Two-piece snack.
Now I don't condone fighting, y'all. So don't think I'm condoning it. I don't condone, but if you have to do what you gotta do, you
You
gotta do
gotta
what you
do,
gotta
yeah,
do. You
yeah.
know
You
what
have to protect yourself. You have, and you know what? And with what I do with the kids, that right there, I teach. I'm going to tell you a story about how I teach them because of that situation right there. But I mean, it's crazy when you come from and we're from the city. She moved us to Atlanta.
I
Only
mean?
thing that goes through me and my sister's head is we gonna be country.
You know what? People say Atlanta the country. Atlanta is, to me,
But it's
Atlanta's not
not.
the
It
country.
really isn't. But in our mind, because we're from the D, we were like,
Right,
we're gonna be country. And man, my mom went to work. Number one, she packed up the whole house. We didn't know nothing about it. And she moved us here and just boom, we're in Atlanta, put us in another school. And so we ran away, right?
right.
So we ran away, got on the Greyhound bus downtown, the Greyhound bus down, and went back to Atlanta, right? But the fear of a mother on the phone with some voice behind it. She
Yeah,
said, you know what? I'm gonna give y'all instead of summer. She said, if y'all ain't back here by the time school start, beep, 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 and beep. So we stayed, we stayed down there. And we were like, how are we gonna get back? She said, how'd you get there? So we made sure we got back though, but we did. We ran away. We ran away. We did. I was like I said, the kids that I work with, I
okay.
am that I'm the kids that I'm that kid. It's
Okay,
how I
we go.
know this is how I'm able to, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So and
that's
that's
very
very
interesting
awesome.
because you get down here to Atlanta. Atlanta's not really the place that's known for horses. So how in the world did you get involved with horses in the city of Atlanta?
Remember now when I was a kid, it started. When I
Right.
was growing up in Detroit, the horses weren't there, so I did a lot when I got of age, you
Okay.
know. Then I was in the streets, you know. And then as I came here, I ran away, I came back, and then my mom couldn't afford college, so she put us into hair school. And
Gotcha.
I went to hair school, and shoot, from there I start opening up salons and get them all ready and get clients coming and got the booths and stuff. And then I would sell the whole business. I got into that. And the last salon I worked in it, and gosh, how did that? Oh, in between, I always had that heart for horses. So
Right.
in between, I met some friends that had some horses, and I was going riding and different stuff like that. And I just got back into it. So I was doing hair, and then I was also, I was at the YMCA on downtown on Butler Street. I think it's Butler Street. Oh,
Okay.
grandfathered in YMCA down there, and I would talk to kids then. More so just when they get out of school, like an after school program. And one day I was at the salon doing some hair. I had a $25 washing set. This lady came in
Okay.
with another stylist, and she says, she watched me, and I kept noticing her looking at me and watching me. And she asked me, did I know what a coach was? I was like, a coach? I was like, no. I said, what do you mean? She said, like a life coach, right? I was like, no, I never heard of one, right? And I said, why did you ask? And she said, because I watched you get talking to 4 or 5 women and help them with their situation
Hmm.
without even thinking about it, without even, she said, just off rip, you're doing this. And she told me she was a life coach.
Right.
And she said, baby, when them older women get
Right,
to
right.
baby, I make $175 an hour for what you just did for $25.
Wow.
And she came and she said, I'm gonna come pick you up next week, and I'm gonna take you with me. And she went and took me with her. And when I got there, she had already told everybody. And so everybody just kind of welcomed me in and was talking
Right.
to me about it and therefore and so on.
Wow.
And
So that's
and I became a life coach. And
gotcha.
yeah, so I became personal and self-development is where my niche is. So emotional control, self-esteem, confidence. Uh, in any situation, everybody always want to point the finger. And I'm sorry, I know y'all can hear that part. Did it turn off? Okay, great. My phone is way over there. So everybody wants to always, no matter what situation you're going through, everybody always wants to point the finger. You know,
Right.
it's a blame game. It's a blame game. But for me, because I'm self-development, and it's always been like that. I always look at my part that I played in
Okay.
any situation. I look at, and I don't know why I would, even when in Detroit, and we'll talk about that,
Right.
I'm gonna give you this one scenario in Detroit. Let's go back to Detroit really quick. So
Okay.
my boyfriend back then was sold drugs, right? What they call
Hmm.
uh, a kingpin, right? He was.
Oh Lord, you had the
Oh yeah, I was there.
kingpin. Okay.
I was there. I was there. I was there. Okay. And in Detroit, they have these houses, right?
Okay.
Like the tall, slender houses, right? 4
Okay.
levels, right? And he had it so good that each level had a different drug on it. Okay.
Mm.
All except the top level. The top level was where he had his dwellings at and he did what he did. Now he didn't live here, of course. This was just a house where stuff happens.
Right.
So the thing about when God has his hands on you when you're young and you don't even really know about it, each one of those levels, I would go through each level and get every kid from each level and take them to the top and order. God, I know the pizza man already knew. When he heard me calling, he already knew to bring about 30 to 40 pizzas, right? And I did it so they wouldn't have to watch their parent or whoever bought them there, watch them do whatever it is that they were doing, basically.
Right.
So I would take them up to the top floor and you remember the VCR we had? I would turn on a big box TV with a VCR tape, and we'd be sitting up there watching TV and eating pizza. And it never dawned on me then until I got older and got into what I would start doing with coaching and stuff and things like that. So even with me being as young as I am, he still held me and kept me to keep, the
Right.
kids. Every
Right.
single one time I went, let me tell you, when he stopped taking me to those houses,
Hmm.
I went to we went to one of his houses, and one of the ladies came out of there. She wasn't even there doing any drugs anymore. She came out. She said, "I waited right here for you to come," and she gave me a hug. And I'm looking at her like, and he looking like, okay, looking at his voice like, "Hey, what's up with this? What's up with this, right?" And she hugged me and she thanked me. And I was like, I said, "Okay, what was this for?" She said, "Because if somebody as young as you can care about my kid and come and get my kid and take them away up to the house, I mean upstairs, so that they can be safe and not watch me do this," she said, "I don't need to be here." She said, "I want to
So
thank you." And
people was coming. Oh wow,
she said, "You'll never see me again."
that's
Dude looked at me. He was like, "This your last time coming. You messing with clientele." But I was so young and I didn't understand it then,
right,
you
right,
know. But
right.
now God would have it. Now let's go back to the salon, right?
Hmm.
So when I learned about life coaching, I didn't know. I said, "Okay, well, what kind of coach am I going to be? What kind of, what am I going to coach? What am I going to coach?" And she was like, "Lily, you sit here and you're a helper. You help
Right.
people get through stuff." I was like, "What do you mean by helping them?" Like, she's like, "No, she taught me." And then the guy, I forgot his name, but he taught me too. And they told me, they was like, "No, you're a life coach. You're a self and personal development coach." They said you don't deal with anything else outside but the actual person,
Right.
not who they are. It's what I say. It's not who they are. It's who they are and not who they're portraying to be.
Gotcha.
So I deal
Okay.
with who they are instead of who they're portraying to be, which is everybody in the world portraying to be something that, you know, in order to, and our kids got it worse. They'll
Yeah.
portray to be, "Oh, I'm Beyonce. Oh, I'm Jordan. Oh, I'm this." Anything other than themselves. And the thing is, you can't build on false pretense.
You
How do
can't.
you build on because I'm Beyonce?
Right.
There it is right there. So I teach, I'm a personal and self development life coach.
So now
So it's
how?
about, and
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish what you
no,
said.
no, go ahead.
Okay. So how? Because I was reading your bio
Mm-hmm.
in some kind of way. Because I've never thought of horses as having mirroring human like emotions and all that kind of stuff. To me, a horse is just an animal, and you can ride them, you can feed them, different things like that. I am trying to understand how. Well, first of all, um, when did you decide to pull horses into the whole life coach thing and then bring children into that? Because you say you went to the salon, a woman saw you.
Mm-hmm.
She said she took you to a meeting or whatnot. They
Yep.
said you had the skills of a life coach and everything, and you love working with children. So when did the idea come in for you to start working with children along with being a life coach and then bringing horses into it? I'm trying to figure that whole mixture up because
Okay.
you have here, let me read what you got. You said, horses naturally mirror human emotions. They respond honestly to energy, body language, and intention, making them powerful partners in learning emotional control. You
Yes.
are like the horse whisperer.
Okay. So let me explain. Okay,
Okay.
so how it transitioned, right? So
Okay.
now all while you forgot about the YMCA. So remember that's a piece right there.
Okay.
all while I was going through, classes and stuff is for being a life coach, a personal and self-development life coach. I was still at the YMCA with these kids.
Okay.
So it just kind of, whatever I learned here, I applied it here.
Okay.
This was classes and stuff I was taking for life coaching. I applied it here with the kids that were needing help, or, I applied it. And then, which I was already doing, but I didn't know that that's what I was doing actually.
Right.
So, so I was doing it, but I didn't know what I was doing. I was life coaching here, but I didn't know that I was life coaching here until she came in and taught me and I was like, well, dang, it's kind of similar
Hey,
already.
I keep hearing a little noise in the background. It's on.
Uh,
What
you,
is?
come here.
Oh, that's your dog. Just let her.
Right here.
I was just like, what is that noise? I just hear a little noise in the background. I just wonder what it was.
Look, come on. Step up.
Oh
Say hey.
Lord.
Say hey. This is
Okay,
what you
I see
hear.
where the noise is coming
Remember
from
I said
now.
Ellie, right? Go sit. Go on. Chad. Sorry, guys. Intermission. Let me get her. Chad. Take her in the room. She pacing the floor.
Okay, thank you. I just kept hearing something.
Because I'm never sitting right here in the middle of the floor. That's the problem.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So when she taught me what she taught me, let's go back to where how we connected, right? So
Okay.
she's teaching me this, and I'm applying it with the kids at the school. I mean, at the YMCA, and the kids, I'm talking to them, so they know I love horses. They know I love to ride horses, and then in between that time, I bought me my first horse ever, right?
Okay.
So as soon as I left the kids, I'm waiting for the parents to come pick them up. And they're like, where you going, Miss Lily? I'm going to ride my horse. I'm going to ride. Oh, I wish I could come. So the next week they would come. And one week we had, now mind you, I'm with them like an hour and a half, right? And then the parents come pick them up. It's like after
So
school.
at this point, you're a life coach and you're working with children.
I'm still in school, life
You,
coach.
oh, got you.
But I was already with the kids, and it was just
Okay.
a mentoring type thing. Just so, like when the kids come home, I was working with the YMCA, so it was a mentoring type thing. So I would sit with the kids, and we would talk, and they would do different games and stuff. Nothing really, it was babysitting basically. Till
Okay.
the parents come and get them.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So as how it connected, but the kids knew. So and I'm with those kids like an hour and a half or so, right? To the
Okay.
so in that hour and a half, we're talking about different stuff. They'll tell me different stuff, and we'll do art and craft type projects and stuff like that, right? One time they came, and it was a handful of kids. Normally it was like 15 kids. This time I had like maybe I think it was 6 kids.
Okay.
I called their parents because we want to go ride your horse. We want to go ride your horse. And there was enough of them to fit in my truck. And I called their parents. They was like, oh, okay, sure. I took them kids out there to the horse, and I got more out of those kids in 30 minutes than I had ever gotten out of them in an hour and a half. And from that point on, it built.
Okay. So it made sense.
It
Okay.
clicked, and it made sense. I was like, okay, I get it.
And
So
these kids you was dealing with were troubled kids, right?
my kids say, Miss Lily, you get kids from the gutter. They say it all the time. You get them gutter kids, Miss Lily. I said, them the best ones. They the best ones always, true. So but I deal with all kids. I
Right.
deal with all of them. But those concrete kids,
Mm-hmm.
those, yeah,
Okay.
because that's, I told you a little bit about my history. Those kids are me. I know that unit look, not because you want to have a unit look, but because if you don't, when you go back to your neighborhood, you'll be picked on. See, I know that kid. I'm that kid. I'm that
Right.
kid walking in the streets of Detroit. Don't have to, have a set, what you looking at me for,
Right.
But if I don't, then I'm gonna get tried. So we had to do certain things to live where we are at this point. I deal a lot with alternative schools, right? And then all I hear the teachers say, just stop acting like that. Well, you don't live where she lives. You don't understand.
Right.
She's acting like this because this is her community. This is where she lives. This is why she has to be like this.
Right.
And it's not intimate. It's what she wants to be. It's because she has to be on occasions.
Right.
So and it's just, I know the
Well,
kids,
I know that
this is
you
what I
do a
work with.
lot with them too. I saw a video that you sent me, and you teach them archery, and
Yeah.
you do a lot of different skills. Now, I'd be scared for some kids to have an bow and arrow, but that's just that's just me, especially if they trouble. But hey, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
so what all do you do you involve with the kids on your ranch? Because your ranch is called the Morgan Valley Ranch, right?
Yes.
So what all is involved with your teaching with the kids?
Okay, so let's go to why the horse
Yeah.
helps. Okay. So a horse, has all these different type of senses, right?
Okay.
So and how are so in tune with every part of their body. If a little fly
Hmm.
get on it, they twitch a muscle. Tiny, as big as this animal is, they can feel a tiny little fly. And it
Really?
yeah.
I didn't
Tiny
think they could feel much with the fur.
this is the whole thing. It's a sense. Their senses, they're at 100 on all of their smelling, hearing, seeing, all the above. I'm very big on energy transfer. Right?
Okay.
Um, and I'll explain why to that in a minute. We'll put a pin in that. So a horse will, and that's guess it's part of energy transfer too. So a horse mirrors who you are. Don't care how chocolatey, bald headed, and cute you are, okay? Doesn't care at all. But what he's gonna tune into is who you really truly are.
Okay.
Okay. So my kids, and I'm gonna save the alternative school because it's this one girl that I always talk about. And she was labeled, kicked out of public schools, labeled bad attitude, right?
Hmm.
And that was a young girl I was just, talking about a minute ago. She got this is who she in McCatnettville. This is McCatnettville, Miss Lady McCatnettville. You remember? I think they've kind of tore it down now and probably trying to clean it up.
Right.
But back then it was bad.
Mm.
And that's where she lived. And so she's kicked out of school. And we're talking about this is that awkward shaped, chunky kid, nappy hair, west side ponytail,
Oh wow.
ponytail this big. So she had, she picked on, skin is dark, you know, picked on. I mean, like she was picked on, how they,
Right. Yeah.
and middle school kids can be so freaking, they mean.
Yeah.
These kids can be very mean.
Oh, they could be real mean.
Yeah,
Beyond mean.
exactly. So now she doesn't beat up everybody, right? Now she
No.
kicked out of public school and she's in alternative school. Her last resort, her last resort. They call me,
Hmm.
and mind you, I'm 5'7", mind you, she my height. She's looking at me. I'm like, oh, she swing on me, Lord. But so, and it took her, it took her a minute, right? And her first initial, I guess, interaction with me was, what this bee want?
Oh Lord.
Oh, she
It's
went there.
like that.
And it wasn't just what it thought. It was like that. what this beep want. I was like, I said, and the principal looked at me. I was like, yeah, I take her. I said, yeah, let me go. And and these are, and not that she didn't have a choice. It's either you come to the ranch or you're kicked out of alternative school because she done beat up the whole lunch lady. Okay.
Oh man.
If you come to the ranch or you're kicked out of alternative school. And if you get kicked out of alternative school, you can't go back to public school. You know, you're already kicked out of public school. That's why you're in alternative school, right? That's
Right.
okay, yeah. Because technically, it's all fear. It ain't nothing but fear and insecurity, and
Right.
it's low self-esteem. It's all
Right.
that bundled up into one. And she
Right.
got choked right here in her throat. You know what I'm saying? Down, deep down. After her mom, oh God, her mom was probably the biggest bully of them all.
Her mom?
When I tell
You
you,
know, they get it from somewhere. I always
yeah,
say kids, it usually
yeah.
starts at home.
When you have to go, that part right there.
Yeah.
When she had to go home and her mom is calling her more bees than what she called me,
Oh wow.
you can't, you know, it is what it is. You
So
ain't
she
gonna
can
mount
never
up
leave
to
the
no way.
environment. She never
Yeah,
can leave that environment.
you ain't gonna mount up to no way. Be this, oh that. You understand what I'm saying? So she had it. She's been beat down her whole. So I expected it. You
Right.
know, I could. You know, I know that. I know this. I know that picture.
Hmm.
So, well, I'm gonna go, but I ain't getting no funky horse and this and funky that and funky this and da 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 yeah, right? I think a week and a half. She came. She just sat there. I left her there. I said, "Oh, when you're ready, come on." All the other kids getting on horses and we doing our thing and and riding and carry on. And then she moved a little closer, you know. And I'm watching. I said, "You ready?" Wait a minute. How you roll your eyes? I can't even roll my eyes no more. Yeah, you look. Done rolled her eyes and turned her head and turned around. I was like, okay, no problem. A few more days passed. She done got a little close. She done stood up, you know, and she just kept getting closer and closer. And one evening, we were closing up, and I knew it. I felt her. And I left one of the horses out tied up, and she was sitting out there in her same little chair. And we went inside the building, and I'm peeping through the window. She done got up. She went over there and she
Rubbing on
touched
the
the horse.
horse.
You see a whole, and now I see that kid that I seen without the tough exterior.
Right.
Okay. Because mind you, when I would give her some of the exercises, go back, I would give her some exercises to do. Remember, bad attitude, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about that connection. Because if you have an attitude, the horse mirrors who you are, right?
Okay, gotcha.
So she got a bad attitude. So what do you think the horse doing? She rolled her eyes, the horse like, you know, I can do it too. You know, whatever she did, the horse did. Bad attitude. Rah, rah, rah. So now the horse is stepping all over the place. She can't get it right. You know, mirrored who you are. But the key point is now she's faced with herself. You get it?
Hmm.
First thing she told me, Miss Lily, no, this horse won't. I ain't messing with this funky horse. And what I'm supposed to do? This horse can't. And I look at her like, you mean you can't? This horse won't. You mean you won't? You're the horse is you. Very simple.
So the horse, so you mean to tell me, so I'm just want to get to understand exactly what you mean. And man, this is already going by quick. We got like 10 minutes. So you mean to tell me that a horse, so whatever attitude you got, whatever you bring in around the horse will mirror that attitude. So if you got a
And
funky attitude,
mm-hmm.
the horse will have a funky attitude with you. Are you kidding me?
I promise you, fear, not just attitude, fear, sadness, positiveness, joy. You're happy, the horse is happy.
So is that why people always like try to talk to the horse and pet the horse? You know, let the horse know everything's good, you good, and all that kind of stuff because they go into moods. Now, does that affect the ride of the horse as well? So the horse is not riding properly, or
You get on the
every?
horse with and you get on the horse with a bad attitude, you got a bad ride.
Wow, I had no idea. This is something new to me. So what if people, random people, they go horseback riding? They don't know this. They just go somewhere and they go horseback riding. They
Yep.
hop on a horse. Are those horses trained to not pay attention to?
Those horses are literally they gonna follow. They don't
They
have
just follow suit.
they follow suit
Yeah.
regardless of who's on their back or regardless because you do have some instances where that horse just took off running without me. Da 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 da.
Right.
Well, fear. Our number one thing that we start with is fear because you got 1,000 pound plus animal standing over you, and all our kids are like. So I teach them about fear. We had to get her attitude down, and her attitude held low self-esteem, confidence, fear, uh, a whole lot of things. So I had to work with her with a whole lot of stuff, whole lot. But at the end, she became one of my best riders.
I bet she did.
Man, because now she has something that is hers that nobody else can talk about. She's doing something different that all of her peers are not doing.
Did
She
did it change her attitude altogether as a
got back
person?
in public school.
Really?
Uh-huh. She got out of alternative school. They seen a change in her and all of that. So they did a recommendation, got her back in public school.
Wow, that is a story. I had no idea
Man,
that kind of thing happens
I
and
can,
can.
as long as I've been working with horses,
Yeah.
I can go out there with a angry or whatever is going on, and my horse, it'll reflect how I check myself.
Uh-huh.
It's because I'm like, hey, why are you acting like this? And then I'm like, oh, okay. So we go through exercises. It's a we go through breathing, holistic breathing. Breathing is number one. You know what I
Right.
tell them? To give them to remember what a emotional state of mind. I'm angry because this is how I was born. No, boo, you have a choice. So we teach all of that. How they fear. Let's say fear. Let's start with fear because that's the first thing we work with, right? So when they come in to show fear, remember that horse is going to mirror who you are. So if you
Right.
horse like who we running from? What we gonna do? What? So the horse's fight or flight. Horse's first instinct is to run. This horse keep running from me because he think you scared of something, and if somebody gonna shoot up in the air, everybody running, right?
So just like if one black person run, everybody run.
Exactly. Right? So when we start right there, we teach them. We teach the energy of fear. It's an energy. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's an energy.
Right.
So that energy is you're giving off, gosh, an energy within you that says, no, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. But the horses, mind you, I can't really tell what the kid is doing. They can say, no, I'm not. I'm not. But the horse, bound by God, cannot tell a lie. So how do I find it? Is, oh, you're scared. No, I'm not. I ain't scared of nothing. Da, da, da. But the horse is like, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? So I read the horse, and it tells me exactly what the kid is feeling, so that I know how to get in there and say, hey, take a deep breath, breathe. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to have fear, but it's not okay to make fear stop you from doing what you want to do.
Mm.
It's not okay for that. So, and it teaches them to push through. It teaches them to calm down.
Right.
They're calm when they center themselves and they're calm, and then they see the reflection of the horse is now centered and calm and coming up to them and rubbing up on them. Then they're like, oh, I did it. And that's my reward right there. When I see that smile on that baby's face,
Yeah.
my reward right there. I get fussed out. So, hey, when you gonna start charging these kids? Oh yeah, I'm gonna find us some money to keep going because I'm gonna tell them they can't come to the ranch.
Yeah. Yeah.
It says it goes on and on from fear to anger to all the above. Yeah.
But look, we can talk all night about these horses. I'm just realizing, but real quick, because we got literally 5 minutes
Okay.
left. You
I ain't
want
never
to get?
that quick.
I know it go by real quick. I'm saying like we could talk about this all night. So you also want to get involved in the film industry. Can you give me a
Yes.
little bit about that and how do you want to, um, bring what you know or what you have going on into film?
So I'm always approached, number one,
Hmm.
about film or somebody. I've did some acting. I've did a few, some stand-ins and stuff like that. Um,
Okay.
a movie called Kinder. I did some stuff in Kinder. Uh, shoot, I was flowed out. I was what they say, flued out.
Yeah, flew out.
I got
Yep.
flued out. I got flued out to Arizona to do some stuff. Um, and on the flip side, I got stories that I need to tell. And so I am going to start. Oh, and I also did, I'm on IMDb, right?
Okay.
As a producer for a film that's on there that I directed. Um, and this is still small stuff, but I really want to, get deeper. And well, it's not even that I really want to. It's like that's where God's like, get over there. And I'm like, really what? So I'm being pushed into that era
Hmm.
basically, and I like it. So it's like really, really, it's really, really exciting. I got some good stuff that's getting ready to be coming up, and I'm gonna make sure that you coming on board.
Oh,
I
for
need you to
sure.
come on board.
This is
Yeah,
what I do.
yeah, because you're very invested in it, and definitely mentor me because what I have in up under this hat,
Hmm.
when I did my research, it's not it has not been shown. It
Mm.
has not been shown. So it's going to
Okay.
take expertise from you, and it's going to take, it's going to be really, really good. So I encourage people when they see some stuff, just, we'll probably try to do some behind the scenes stuff and things like that, but not a whole lot till they actually see. So it's actually two. There's, of course, Morgan Valley Ranch is one,
All
and then I
right.
have another one. Uh, and I
Now,
don't.
explain it. Morgan Valley Ranch is the name of your ranch.
Yes.
Okay. And what was the other one?
Um, I don't know what to really call it just yet. So I
Okay.
just called it near, like
Okay.
are near. I think that's what I'm gonna keep it. I don't know. It's my story. I might stick to it or I may change it. It just depends on how the episodes change. And
Okay.
we're talking series with episodes.
Well, we could definitely collab on some stuff. We had to sit down and talk, you know what I'm saying, and see what we working with and
Yeah,
make some things happen.
yeah.
So before we get off the air, give me one, give your audience or whoever's listening one bit of advice that they can do for, since you're a life coach, especially a piece of, boost in their life. What would you tell a person if they're troubled? What's some advice that you would give them?
Oh, that's easy. Acceptance.
Hmm.
If you accept the situation, then and only then you can fix it. You can't accept what you're trying to hide or what you're trying to one of the kids in math, right?
Okay.
Never raised his hand, would never do anything, came to the ranch and we worked on acceptance. Accept who you are. Who is that person that you give them so much power over you to make you feel any kind of way? Ain't nobody got no power over me. Well, yes, they do, because you're not performing school because you're scared to raise your hand because you're slow in math.
Hmm. Okay.
Accept who you are. Excuse me, Miss Ma'am. What's 1 plus 1 again? Because I know who I am. And anybody else beyond that does not matter. When you know who you are, then and only then you can grow. You can't
Amen to
grow off
that.
of false pretense.
Gotcha. With that being said, I want to thank
Yeah.
you for coming on the show, man. This has been a great show. I didn't know you've taught me. You've opened my eyes to horses. Let me just put it that way. I
Oh
definitely
yeah.
got to come out and check out your ranch, see what you all
Oh, please
about.
do. Please do.
And
Please do.
before we get off, let people know how they can reach you without giving out your phone number. You know, what's your social media handles, your email address?
Okay. Okay, so guys, you can go to my social media on Facebook. It's Urban Cowgirl Lilly Morgan. Actually, everything, all of the social medias is going to be Urban Cowgirl Lilly Morgan. And if you want to see the kids perform, go to Morgan Valley Ranch or Morgan Valley Ranch Academy. Those
All
are
right.
social medias.
Nice, nice. With that being said, Lily, I appreciate you for coming on the show, man. This has been a wonderful experience. I could go all day because there's a lot that you got here about horses, and I'm just like, yo,
Yeah.
I had no idea that that was such a
Yeah, but
huge
that's the
thing.
whole thing. Nobody really actually knows. And you get, I mean, it goes, it's a ending lesson. So I know all about this. No, you don't, because they're just like children. When you think you know what you taught a child, they'll turn around and teach you something else. There's
Right,
another way to deal with it. You have to think on the side. And it, it's not about forcing the horse to do what it needs to be done. It's about partnership because
right,
there's a bond. I have one of my horses, actually all of them, they're all spoiled, but they're connected so well. We're so bonded that you know how your mom fuss at you and you in church when you a kid and you doing something wrong and she look over there at you like,
oh yeah.
this is how well I'm bonded with my horses because I can be like, and they be like, dang, she caught me, you know, and it's a transfer of energy. It's me
Right,
sending my energy. I can walk out on my pasture, or let's say if they're all in the round pen, I can walk and I can think what I want them to do, and they'll automatically start moving into where I need them to be because it's a transfer of energy. And I'll give you another scenario. When you're in a mall or a crowded place, and you're walking this way, and another person is coming towards you, and you automatically pass that person, that is a transfer. You get it? You don't know that person, you never said anything, you just, you know,
right,
transfer of energy. Sometimes you get crossed up and you're like, oh, and you're like, oh God, I'm sorry,
right.
you know, and then you still, but it's a nonverbal communication
Wow.
that people sleep on that we don't. And I tell the kids all day long, like, y'all got a superpower. It's our superpower.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, it's
Man,
amazing.
thank you, Lily, for coming on the show, making time. I know you busy. You got a lot going on. You just moved
Oh
your
my God,
ranch. You trying to get it together. We ain't got to get all into that right
man,
now. I know what
man,
I'm
with
saying.
this ranch.
We could have been gone for forever. Where is your
Oh,
ranch
you know,
located? What
I
what part
learned.
what part of town is your ranch located in?
So right now the ranch is in Fulton County.
Okay.
It's in Fulton County, Enon Road and Mooney Road. But we were blessed with some land in Ellenwood, and I learned who code enforcement is. A
Yeah,
whole
they
nother
don't play.
story. But hey, man. So I was like, here, Lily, here's some land. Watch out for code enforcement. Where was that quote? I didn't get that memo. They should have gave me the paper to the, they should have gave me the deed, and then they should have gave me code enforcement's number.
Well, I appreciate you coming on the
Yeah.
show. This has been a very
But
interesting show. Yeah,
it's gonna be so amazing.
right.
Gosh, when-
Uh, ladies and gentlemen,
I know, right? It's
ladies and gentlemen,
crazy, but we get a lot. So yes, I'm looking for everybody to support. Hi.
ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen,
I
the
can't hear
wonderful Lily Morgan. I said the
you.
wonderful Lily Morgan. Thank you for coming on the show. This was very interesting.
Bye, guys.
And this is Wardell Richardson on WCEG The Hollywood of the South. Tune in 2 weeks for my next guest. Is going to be another hot show. This is Wardell Richardson signing out. Peace.